Hi everyone, I'm very sorry for being late. I got a little bit lost. I keep running in circles and seem to be losing people in this place. But yeah, first of all, it's great to be back in Colorado because I've actually done my PhD here working on the yellow-bellied marmots, hence the t-shirt today with the marmot. Those guys sometimes go into the outhouses, hence it says, save a marmot, close the lid, because they might drown in poop if you don't try to help them. But yeah, anyways, so actually, the purpose of my talk today was for me to just throw some stuff out there and just see if I can make some new connections, because I've been working in road ecology for a number of years now, and we're in the process of starting some new projects, and I'm looking to maybe find some collaborators in the US for projects because, for example, we have large ungulates as well and things like that where we have issues with road collisions, and like there's no like one plan, it's just let's see what happens. So yeah, I work for this Norwegian Institute of Bioeconomy Research. So we're a governmental research institute in Trondheim and Oslo and various other places in Norway. And just to give you a little bit of the, can I forward here? Yeah, it's not moving. Oh, down there, wait. Okay, yeah. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of the kinds of projects I've been working on to see if maybe it's something that you can relate to or that you're interested in or whatever. So actually after working on the marmots in the Rockies, I moved to Africa for a year. That was my first contact with road ecology, where I was catching some birds in the rainforests where they'd build a road through pristine rainforest. And as you can imagine, that didn't do a lot of good things, and a lot of animals and wildlife populations suffered from this, including giving access to bushmeat hunters who were just decimating populations. And there was lots of issues associated with this, but I was just kind of working there for a year. It wasn't very long, but this is what kind of got me to Norway, where I got involved in this big European collaboration by the European Conference for Directors of Roads, where we were looking at roads actually also having positive effects on wildlife, in the sense that roadsides can provide habitats for insects and plants and that maybe don't have refuge elsewhere. So we started looking into that a little bit. And in this context, I did a meta-analysis, again, focused on birds, but that was some kind of work that we were doing in Norway at that time. And then I got into some collaborations with Sweden, which work on these kind of topics a lot as well, to look at what does actually make a road bird species rich when it comes to plants. Oh, I don't know, that wasn't supposed to move on, but yeah, so that was kind of some other questions we've been answering, looking at different environmental factors and their interactions and how we can actually manage different road verges differently depending on various factors. And as you might imagine, it's very context dependent and not a very easy question to answer, just to give a little bit of a spoiler alert. And yeah, then I started to think about, okay, what other questions might we want to answer in Norway in the future? Because actually not that much has been done on road ecology. And one issue that we have very much as well as the United States is that we have a lot of collisions with large ungulates, also on roads, but also with trains, actually. So there was this one incident that got quite a bit of a headline a couple of years ago, where 100 reindeer were killed by freight trains in like the space of less than a week. So that was pretty like horrible and dramatic. And I know some people that worked with systems that they installed on the trains with like scaring noises to, I don't know, I have the Norwegian term in my head, but like noises to deter the ungulates from the trains to try and prevent these collisions. And we have been thinking about maybe putting these systems onto roads as well. But we haven't got a particular plan for that yet. But the people who've been working on the reindeer and moose and various other ungulates, they were interested in maybe looking at this with roads as well, especially because, and sorry if I've been going a bit fast, I was a bit in a rush coming in here. But yeah, we have a lot of Sami. This is like this people in northern Norway that herd reindeers, which are kind of semi-domesticated. So they have huge herds, which they're herding around the land and to the wintering pastures. And they are very attached to the animals as well, and they work with us, and road authorities as well. They're very interested in collaborating with us, but not many projects have been started actually in that sense. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities there to get funding and to get support to do more projects. And then I've also started thinking a little bit about, you know, my background is more in rodents and things like that. So I was wondering, what about smaller mammals? Because a lot of people talk about, you know, deer, moose, bigger mammals, because that's also endangering people, of course, if there's collisions on the road. But what about small animals? Like, how are they impacted? And I haven't found much about this, at least where I live. But I found like this picture about these lemmings, or so-called danger mice or rage rodents. They're supposed to be very aggressive. And I thought, okay, this is the first time I hear about this, and nobody's ever talked about roadkill in these smaller animals, but maybe it'd be interesting to look into that a little bit as well. And that's something I'd be very interested in doing and have started to look into. So yeah, basically, just a very quick run through like some ideas and some projects we have been working on. Apologies if I've sounded a bit rushed, but if anyone is like working in any areas that they might be interesting to discuss some ideas, or just generally get in touch to have collaboration potentially in the future, then yeah, send me an email, come talk to me, and thank you for listening. Yes.
It's already a question before, you think that IE working group, the kind of European Transport Network conference?
I have been there.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you ask if I have been there?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, it's particularly kind of collaboration, especially the local
Yes.
between, they've done lots and lots of stuff on roads, railways, and stuff like that, so I was just saying, yeah, you won't have read it.
Yes, so the question was if I have been at the ICOET conference, which is the European equivalent of the ICOET conference. And yes, I have been there several times as well. This is my third ICOET in person. And yeah, ICOET I've attended a couple of times. And I'm trying to maybe have some Arctic circumpolar kind of project potentially involving places like Alaska, Canada, Faroe Islands, other parts of Scandinavia, but also maybe more southern parts of Europe that have deer, not maybe moose or reindeer, but Germany, Austria, whichever. Like there's various countries that have also issues with collisions with large wildlife. So yeah, I'm just thinking about something bigger, but yeah. So yeah, it was a good input, yeah.